everyone.
Hello!
Finally got the sound working, but before we restart Plants vs. Zombies, because I was trying to do that last time, we figured we'd do something a little more lighthearted. Because we were watching, we're fans of Mikey, and he looked at a meme on his Pokemon meme review. Clap is required.
You have to do the clap.
It's freaking required.
It is.
And they're also known as MJTV, and one of the memes was, they need more good female villains in Pokemon, because, like, it seems like all the good villains are male, and for some reason they put Penny on that list of female villains. And
she's not.
Yeah, she's not, okay?
Those of you who say she is, you haven't played the game. She's just a bullied child. Leave her alone. She's been through enough.
And they said both Penny and Lusamine were misunderstood. We'll get to that. That's spoilers. So, and of course on the internet people have their opinions about who the best villain and who the worst villain is, and I kind of disagree very strongly with a couple of those opinions, to the point where I have given Kiyo dissertations.
Yes, she has. But don't worry, folks. I'm here with the more knowledgeable knowledge to balance this out.
See, Kiyo is the Pokemon expert. I'm the idiot with a creative writing degree.
Hey, I also have the degree in that. Hush your mouth.
Yes, but you're also the Pokemon expert, so in this instance, you're actually slightly smarter than me.
But yeah, I think we should go generation-wise.
Okay, you want to go, like, generation?
Yeah, so, I know you're gonna unload on the first one we do, so...
That's why I'm like, sure. But first, let's establish some ground rules. We are to be doing a tier list. The tier list, as you can see, is right there in front of you, being recorded off of my browser. Please don't roast me for using Chrome. I just happen to like the interface, and I'm autistic. Let me have autistic things.
Precisely.
I understand the situation in the world, but let me have my autistic things, otherwise I will go crazy and there will be bad things happening again.
To make you all feel better, I use Firefox, so...
I kind of switch between the two. I use Firefox for some things and Chrome.
I mean, Firefox does a lot of shit. That's why I use it.
I just don't
No promotion here, just honest opinions.
I just don't like it as much. In fact, I use like 3 different browsers. One of them is just a weather app, though.
Yeah.
Seriously, Microsoft Edge is like the best weather app. I don't know why.
Ooh. But yeah. Continuing.
A little bit of a tangent, but hey, that's what we're here for. This is very off the cuff. So we were thinking about villains, so we made a tier list. This is the first tier list I ever made. It is available for you to use as a template on the tier list website. So feel free to grab it. My name there is Lady Mage, I think, or Storm Sea Mage. I logged in with my Google account. I have a YouTube channel, so I have a Google account. That's just how it works. So here's the thing. Let me explain the rankings. We have on the very bottom, harmless. This is for... Well, no, I should explain the criteria first. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, precisely.
Although the tiers are harmless, dumbass, jerks, jailbirds, garlic in their soul, if you get the reference, you're a real one, and pure evil. Now, we are going to be ranking the main final antagonist of the main story of various Pokemon games. Generation 2 is going to be skipped because it really didn't have a main antagonist of its own.
It didn't. And those of you who saying, oh, but what about Archer? He's not a main villain. He's an admin. There's a difference.
People, like, and it kind of will tie into what I'm talking about with that particular villain when we get to him, which will be very soon. But we're going to be judging on how evil, dangerous, scary, basically, how much of a villain are they really? And also, Guzma's not going to be on this list, because he's not really a villain either. Like, yeah, he's a criminal, but...
He's not.
I wouldn't call him a criminal doesn't equal villain.
He's more a delinquent. There's a difference. And if Mondo doesn't count for a fucking criminal, then he doesn't either.
So, and for those that don't know, Mondo is Mondo Wadamaru.
Mondo Iwata, yeah.
Mondo Iwata, sorry. For some reason my brain did that. It's a long story.
Writing pilled, that's what that is.
from Danganronpa, but that is a completely different thing.
Yes.
So basically, we're going to be looking at their basic design. We're going to be looking at how much of their evil plan is actually affects what, like small scale,
Exactly.
big scale, how much destruction it would do. We're going to be looking
Yeah.
at their motives. We're going to be doing a lot of theorizing with that part, but their motives usually are semi clear if you pay attention to the story, so to speak.
Yes.
Um, we're going to be looking at intent. For example, I'm just going to compare these two. Archie and Maxie wanted to make the world a better place. That's what they thought they were doing. Giovanni is just a greedy bitch.
Oh boy. Oh, don't worry. I'll have words about those two.
Also, we're going to be going with how not deranged, but exactly how effective they were as villains, both in executing their plans and whether or not um they they did it right, and if it like worked. Like, none of them have won, I will say. I don't think any of them have ever actually won.
No.
So, and villains can win. It's rare, but
We're
it
not
happens.
counting the Rainbow Rocket timeline. Those are different variants.
That's the next thing I'm getting to. We're not going to be counting any interpretations in the anime. We might be gleaming some information from them here and there. Kiyo will confirm or deny. Also, we will not be using the Rainbow Rocket team as arguments, or Rainbow Rocket or Sun and Moon 2 as Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon as arguments for or against certain characters. We may again use them for reference for various personality traits they may have, or how they could have been different in a way. However, the mainline games plus Legends Arceus, in case it's not counted as a mainline game, but the villain's just too good not to talk about.
It does count as a mainline game.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
That's why she's
They're
here,
mainline.
folks. I don't know. And obviously, we can't do Legends ZA on this yet because it's not out yet.
Doing that.
And that has a few prime candidates for who the fuck is the villain.
Yes.
I am sorry, but one of them terrifies me. Guess which one,
You'll probably
folks?
get. Yes, it's Corbo. He has the correct aura for Mafia Boss.
Which we'll get into. We're gonna be starting with Giovanni. Now,
Yep, here we go.
let's start with the simple stakes. Not really a high stakes villain, because what's his motivation?
I mean, he's a mafia boss. It was mostly just money and power. Mostly just that. It was Gen 1. They had to be simple.
Yeah, which is why we're not going to dock him a lot of points for that, because, yeah, it was Gen 1 and Gen 2. And that's why I said we're going to be kind of skipping over Gen 2, because...
Yeah. Because it was just Team Rocket Electric Boogaloo 2.
Yeah, which...
That's what Johto is.
Yeah, Johto's literally like the closest thing to a direct sequel until
Besides-
Black and White 2, so...
Yes.
But yeah. Giovanni is a mob boss. He wants money and power. He's also technically the most successful villain on this list because he's already powerful during the game. He is he probably runs a few companies. He runs a gambling corner. He has agents all over the place. He has successful Pokemon smuggling business that may or may not kill Pokemon.
Yeah.
Kiyo claims that they do. I prefer to remain that ambiguous from my own.
It's highly pointed out that they are not kind at all to Pokemon.
That we believe. And also he is a gym leader, and at least as far as I can tell in every Pokemon game, the gym leader is technically the highest political presence in a town, and the final gym leader is the political presence just under the Elite Four, and he is the final gym leader.
Yeah, in terms of power, yeah.
And what is his main motivation in the games? He's
Money.
He's trying to make money. He's trying to find Mewtwo for... why?
He escaped from him and blew up a lab.
Which he was funding. He owned a lab, but that got blown up, which is why I didn't count it.
Yep.
But why did he make Mewtwo in the first place? To get a powerful Pokemon. Why? I guess to sell an army of them or something? I don't know. They're never clear on that. They're never...
He's more of a guy who wants a lot of power. It's the mob thing.
Yeah, he wants mafia power, which isn't world domination power. There is a difference.
Yes.
So, out of all the villains on this list, he's the lowest stakes one. And as for design...
It's very simple.
What mob is he supposed to be? Is he supposed to be...
I think
Yakuza?
he's a mix of... Yeah,
he's a mix of Italian and Yakuza. He's a mix of both.
Yeah.
However, which one is he supposed to be leaning more toward?
Well, it is Japanese, so probably Yakuza.
You don't look like any Yakuza I've ever seen.
Well...
You don't look like any Italian I ever seen either, because his name is Giovanni.
Yep.
That's an Italian name.
Yeah, you make a good point in the Yakuza games. See how Yakuza look in that game.
Yeah,
That's
it's like...
point.
Like, there's no real... It's
Yeah, he doesn't... A lot of people hype him up because he was the first, but compared to everybody else, he doesn't really have that much presence.
And in the second game, he kind of ran away, and the Team Rocket...
a child beat his ass and he ran away.
Yeah, and the thing is, the cops never caught him. Some people actually say, like, it's implied he himself.
No, he's alive. He's very much alive. That gets proven in Gen 2. He's just
I meant after Gen 2. Yeah, he's in hiding. He's hiding. He has a son, so he's a deadbeat dad.
Yes.
He's, like, is he dangerous? Yeah, he's a mafia dude. Is he the best of the best, the most evil, the pure evil villain that we want, we salivate for? Not really.
Yeah. And for those of you saying, oh, well, but what about Masters in the manga? And no. Remember what we said. And also, that Masters one is the fucking Rainbow Rocket one, so it doesn't count anyway.
Also, we are not touching that manga because that manga needs to go to fucking therapy!
Oh, I've read it. You're not wrong.
Jesus Christ! No, that one, they'd all be in the pure evil tier at that point!
Yeah.
No, we are not touching that manga for our sanity. So, we are going with the core games here. And remember, I said core mainline. Masters ain't a mainline.
It ain't. It's very much not canon.
I would count in Pokemon Let's Go because that's technically just a remake of Kanto, so.
It is. And it's also mainline.
Oh, fair enough. But he's also in that, so we're still on the right track.
I mean, and it's basically the same.
Yeah.
Doesn't really do much for him. You've played it, Mage. You know what he's like in that game.
Yeah, he's an asshole mob boss who threatens you.
Precisely.
Which...
He never does anything himself.
I mean, he battles you a couple of times, so I can't say he doesn't get a
couple of times. Yeah. The most he does is threaten people. That's about it.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man, pull out a gun or something. Well, okay, no, this is a kid's game. We can't do that.
It's Pokemon. You can't. So you have to do it with Pokemon instead. And then as a child, a 10-year-old, we whoop his ass and send him packing.
So, where would I rank him? Well, he's obviously not harmless. I will not say he's harmless. He's not a dumbass. I mean, you would think I'd put him in Jailbirds because, you know, mob boss, but Jailbirds in this case just means, like, yeah, lock him away for 100 years, please, as opposed to lock him up.
So jerks?
Yeah, he's a jerk. Giovanni is a jerk.
All right.
So,
Gen 3.
Yes, we have to time travel past Gen 2 because he's the boss of that one as well. We have
now it's time for the water and rock arguers.
Yes, these two more. Like, okay, these two are not going to be harmless. I will say this right now. They're.
My God. We already know
Archie,
what terror they're going in. We all know.
this is where the stakes start getting a little bigger. Archie and Maxie's plan has world-shattering consequences. Off
Precisely.
the rip. That's what they have. Because if Archie wins, the world is flooded. If Maxie wins, we're in a permanent drought. You can see the problems.
Yeah, they're so blinded by, their ideals that they don't see what they're doing.
And the thing is, they're not doing it for malicious reasons.
They aren't.
They think they're making the world better. Maxie wants more
Yeah.
land, so there's more places to live. Archie wants more water because water is a life source.
Yeah.
That's not terrible ideas, but the problem is this is kind of an ecological story. A very ecological story. You fuck with the balance, you fuck everything, that sort of deal, which Pokemon delves into a lot. But this is kind of like the most blatant Captain Planet-esque variant of it. And yes, they're going to be ranked. I know there are 2 separate images for them, but they're going to be ranked together because they are kind of a package deal. I just didn't want them to.
They are.
I just didn't want to have to hunt for like a dual picture of them, okay?
Fair enough.
I'm going to be doing the same with Toro and Sada.
Yes.
And after they get beaten, Archie and Maxie kind of redeem themselves. So.
Yeah, they realize, oh shit, we were wrong.
But there's a key thing here that's going to get them ranked lower than Giovanni, so they're going to be in the dumbass category. They grabbed the wrong fucking stones!
They did.
Are they colorblind?
They went to the fucking weather station to get data on the Pokemon. They fucking stole a sub so they could get to these Pokemon, and all that research, all that time, they couldn't tell which orb to grab. And for those of you saying, yes, in auras, they do grab the correct one. But, may I remind you that their top admin then later came to them and was like, don't do it. The data says the bad shit will happen, and they didn't listen. They just threw the orb. And then they were like, oh no, the bad thing.
Yeah, they're more dumbass than evil, okay? They're not harmless because they clearly know what the fuck they're doing and are actually successful at fucking things up in one variation. But they're dumbasses. They're not evil, they're just dumb.
Yeah. Gotta love our water and rock arguers.
There's a reason people ship them. Those 2 are fucking married now.
They give that energy 100%. Because they used to. It's talked about that they used to be one team, but they split.
The fuck would that team? Team Eco is what their name was. That's my headcanon now.
They argued about it, and then the water and rock arguing for it.
Okay, so now that we have that settled,
All right.
now we get to Generation 4, Sinnoh.
There he is. The 27-year-old, and yes, he's 27, who has fucking problems and wants to take the spirit and joy and emotion and everything from the fucking universe by remaking it.
Now that Kiyo spoiled the entire fucking plot here. And the thing is, I wouldn't say God complex for him. He's just not.
It's not about that.
Which
he just thinks emotions are useless.
And no, I do not consider this character autistic. A friend of mine actually said he has a different more of a cluster B personality disorder. I forget which one he said, but
yeah,
it's one of those.
Antisocial?
I don't think it was antisocial. It was something else.
Something similar to that, yeah.
And no, this doesn't mean anyone with a cluster B is evil. That's not true. The person who suggested this actually has a cluster B of their own. And he's one of my best friends. And if you ever heard him, I'm going to stop there. Yeah, I'm getting on a tangent again. We are talking about Cyrus, of course. Considered one of the best villains in Pokemon, and rightfully fucking so.
Oh, buddy, yes.
This is one where I will be agreeing with the masses quite a bit. Keep in mind, I already heavily disagree with the masses with Giovanni, so he deserves the glazing he gets because, well,
Yeah.
he is a good villain. He is an emotionless character. He basically runs what is akin to a cult borderline.
It is.
He captures two of the creation gods by capturing the little mini imps that work for them.
Do you know how they got those chains, Mage? Do you know
Pulled the gems out of the fucking 3 of the lake.
When he didn't even need to do that.
Because they can make them naturally.
Yep.
And it pissed off the 3rd creation child of Arceus, Giratina, who we do not consider
My
evil.
boy.
Her favorite legendary. Mine's Terapagos, by the way.
But yeah, Cyrus is way more present. You run into him several times.
Yeah, he's not afraid to get his hands dirty. His mins are blindly loyal to him. Even more so than Team Rocket. I will give Team Rocket credit.
Yeah.
They are loyal to their boss. But, holy shit. I can only think of one evil team more loyal than that, and we're gonna be getting to them next. Oh boy.
Yeah.
The thing is, from what I understand, Cyrus's childhood wasn't that great, which can cause cluster B disorders.
Yeah.
So he was abused. So I want to give him the top rank. Dear God, I want to give him the top rank because, dear God, the man tried to rewrite the whole fucking universe. Those are stakes, baby. Those are fucking chef's kiss right there. This is gorgeous villain. A gorgeous villain, darling. And he's actually an excellent contrast to the champion of that region, Cynthia, who is, wow, we'll kick your ass 100 ways from Sunday in a Pokemon battle, the sweetest little thing on the fucking planet.
So true. My queen.
Well, Kiyo is worshipping big, strong women that can kick their ass.
Hey, I may not be able to feel, I may be Arrow Ace, but that doesn't mean I can't admire the sunset.
Yeah, it would be the last sunset when she stomps you. I get to make these jokes. But because of that little tiny nickel right there, and believe me, it's close, because I actually had time to think about it. Cyrus is garlic in his soul.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And there is another reason I am saying this is because there are a couple of villains in here that I would say are arguably worse because they don't have that fucking excuse.
Yeah, Cyrus at least has some care. He has a Crobat, so...
And that's Friendship Devolved for those that don't know how Pokemon works.
Yeah, so...
Alright, now we go to Gen 5, and this asshole! I'm just gonna rank him right now and then get into it. Yeah, there!
Yes.
I don't think anyone will argue that Gexus is pure fucking evil!
That man has no goodness in him at all.
That man...
one bit.
Wanted
this man,
to...
Yeah.
First of all... let me do this. I want to be the ranter for this one. First of all, this man tried to steal everyone's Pokemon in a PETA-esque, and if it's PETA, it's bad, situation where he basically is the only one who had Pokemon. He and his little fucking cult, Team Plasma. He brainwashed a child to do his bidding for him, thinking he was doing good, only to betray him later. He was basically doing inhumane experiments on Pokemon to gain an ultimate weapon, which I'm assuming was for world domination, so not higher stakes than Cyrus, but dear God, close enough. He basically had admins that were as heartless as him and abused them, and of course tried to kill you! Even Giovanni and Cyrus didn't outright try to fucking murder you. And Maxie and Archie actually formed a friendship with you, kind of. But this motherfucker!
Mm-hmm.
This
motherfucker tried to kill not only you with icicles once, but then Lily. He has tried to kill a child twice.
I thought we weren't counting Rainbow Rocket.
I mean, he has. We are not counting Rainbow Rocket, but that did happen, and he would, and he has the proclivity, previous experience of trying to kill a different child. So it's still the same.
So we're more like And by the way, in the Rainbow Rocket game, even though we're not using it, but it is a good example of actually how much of a jackass he is. Every other villain in Rainbow Rocket, nobody's trying to off them. This motherfucker has 2 people gunning for him!
Yes. May I also remind you in Rainbow Rocket that his plan was to set Giovanni up like he did with N and then just take over.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he legitimately just says that.
He out evils Giovanni in his own starring fucking game. What the
That's
fuck?
so funny to me. Yeah, you can't beat Sketsis' evil. You can't.
Yeah.
This man is so evil.
This man is pure fucking evil. This man is somebody I want to strangle because he's so pure fucking evil. And the thing is, he doesn't give a shit, and he's not. He's evil. He's pure fucking evil.
God, yeah.
And believe me, he's not going to be the only one up there. But holy fuck!
Yeah,
and that's the shoes.
Very few can match up to this guy's bullshit.
I believe we do have one, but he won't be for a little bit. So save the ranting, Kiyo, because I'm gonna let you have first rant on that one. Until then, let us move from Unova, aka New York, where I am, to Carlos, gay Patty. No, I'm not calling Paris gay. I'm calling it happy. Lysander, 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 Lysander.
The man who tried to murder everyone.
Because they weren't pretty enough.
Yeah. It was elitism a little bit there, because do realize that most of the people on Team Flare were rich folk. Well, yeah. It doesn't get run up a lot, but yeah, they were. I think that way.
Yeah, they were rich folk, they were fashionistas, they were that type of people. You know the type of people we're trying to eat now?
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't help his case already. And I know a lot of people see Lysander as a boring villain, but keep in mind, he's coming off of fucking Gexus. Those, like I said, big fucking shoes to fill right there when it comes to evil.
Precisely.
And again, massive stakes, because he was trying to basically create a genocide. It's not super clear if it's just Callus or all over the world, but I would assume all over the world with the ultimate
he was firing the ultimate weapon. Yeah, he was intending the entire world.
Yeah, the ultimate weapon, for those that don't know who are not Pokemon fans or are new to Pokemon, is a giant weapon that basically sucked the energy out of Pokemon, created Megastones, made AZ, the king at the time, immortal as fuck, revived a dead Pokemon, ended a war through a lot of fucking death, ran on soul energy, and, left a big hole.
Yeah.
So, also, I had found out, through my research when trying to find images for this, Lysander may be a descendant of AZ's brother, the king that was encouraging the war.
He was. He's a descendant.
So I want you to think about that. Basically, this dude carried on his father's his great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather's shitty legacy. Good to know.
The war 3,000 years ago. Bullshit, yeah.
And he was a friend of the professor, and basically backstabbed him. Backstabbing seems to be a thing now. So, we have this guy. However, credit where credit is due, he does back out the last minute of the plan. It's one of his admins that pulls the trigger no matter what you say.
No, he didn't back out. He was just giving you the option.
That's still better than
Yeah. It's just unfortunately Zerosic didn't care if you what you picked. He was gonna fight. He was gonna seek
Zerosic
to
was the
kill off
admin, and
anyway.
he's like creepy. Like, the reason I didn't put Zerosic on the list because he's not really a main villain, but if he was, he'd be pure
Oh,
evil, or he'd have his
yeah.
own category called "Get Away from the Children, You Fucking Pedo."
Yeah.
He gives pedo energy, okay?
Kinda. Yeah. You're not wrong. But
Ugh.
yeah. Lysander was determined to fire that weapon, though. Because, like, after you free the legendary, he just comes in there and tries to steal it back from you. But,
That's very
yeah.
standard. So he's a little
Yeah.
tricky to place. He's definitely not harmless. He's definitely not a dumbass. He's definitely not just a jerk.
Yeah. He
I guess.
definitely does not take loss well, I'll say that. Because he fired, there was enough energy in that weapon. He fired and it went right back down and murdered his ass. Supposedly. We don't actually know if he died or not.
Yeah, we have theories here and there.
We'll
So do you
see
think
when ZA comes out.
Yeah. So do you think he's more a jailbird, or does he also have garlic in the soul?
He is so horribly misled. Like, he wasn't just gonna kill people, he was gonna, like, kill Pokemon.
And he thought he was doing it because he wanted to make the world more beautiful.
Yeah.
So.
So, garlic in the soul, I think.
You think, okay, yeah, we'll put him there then.
You weren't gonna dissuade that fucker no matter what.
So now, let us go to Gen 7. Get to Aloha, Hawaii, Alola. Aloha, oi, aloha, oi. This woman's not misunderstood at all. She's a shitty mom.
Yes.
We are talking about Lucimi. I know I can hear the comments now. But she's mourning the loss of her husband. She was doing her best in Ultra Sun and Ultramoon. She was an abusive mother.
You can't fucking scrub that away, Pokemon. We don't count Ultra Sun and Moon, and we most certainly don't count that they also did that in the anime. No, you can't do that. You can't do it. No, don't count.
What did this woman do? First of all, besides opening rifts to other dimensions to try to get a Pokemon that mind controls you.
Yeah, she just wanted it to control it for her collection because she's fucking nuts.
What's
She's willing to endanger the entire fucking island by releasing them.
Island nothing. Imagine if those portals started opening up in other regions.
Yeah.
That was a world in danger. Again, world domination threat here. And she didn't even do it for that. She did it for her own fucking vanity, essentially. And then, she on top of that was experimenting on Pokemon. Her office has frozen Pokemon sickles.
Yeah, those are her collection. She has them to them because, now they won't go bad. Now they'll stay beautiful forever. Ugh.
Her and Lysander would have gotten along beautifully.
Yeah.
That's actually, I just realized that. This is another one of those beauty-obsessed bitches, too.
Yep.
Granted, she had better hair than Lysander.
Yeah. But also, this bitch does not care for anyone. She didn't care that Nebby was getting hurt for what she was doing. She didn't care. Nebby... She didn't care that freaking Type Null was getting hurt.
Yeah. Nebby and Type Null are Cosmog and Type Null, who are two Pokemon that feature pretty heavily in the plot, that are kidnapped, so to speak, by her two children, her son, Gladion, and her daughter, Lily. And the thing is, the way she tried to manipulate Lily, she basically ignored Gladion completely and he ran off.
Yeah.
If I were to diagnose her, by the way, she's a fucking narcissist.
Oh, 100%.
I've read a lot of narcissistic parent stories, so this is what I'm drawing on. I am not an expert. I don't claim to be an expert. But first of all...
you're correct. I see it.
Well, neither one of us are experts, so... But here's the thing. She's a malignant narcissist. She basically ignores her son Gladion because he's not useful to her. He's not pretty enough.
Yeah.
And she fucking makes Lily look like the goddamn fucking... Why am I blanking on the name?
Nihilego, yeah. She made Lily look like that on purpose.
I wouldn't be surprised if she wanted to get Nihilego to merge with her daughter as well.
Yeah.
And forgive Discord, I forgot to mute it, and apparently somebody is messaging me, and this is not the time.
But yeah.
So, we have a woman who, and she basically tries to force Lily into this role. Lily does not want to be in this role and runs away. And she manipulates Guzma.
Yeah, she manipulated Guzma. Because a lot of people don't realize this. The reason she was able to manipulate him so easily is because his parent was also abusive.
So she used that to her advantage.
Yeah.
So, all that said, it is cathartic to know that she fucking got what she deserved.
Oh, yeah.
Because then she merges with Nihilego and becomes basically a psychotic hybrid Pokemon Ultra Beast and is enjoying every second of it. I am not sure that was all the Nihilego, I'll be dead honest. The look on that face.
She enhanced her insanity. That's what it does.
So, this should tell you everything you need to know. And again, I can hear the comments trying to say, well, she lost her husband. You know, that's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. Abuse and all that shit is not an excuse to hurt people. There are plenty of people who have lost their husbands to whatever and don't do this and are good mothers or good fathers. They don't go around hurting their fucking children and trying to force them into a mold that they don't want to fucking be in.
Yeah, I totally don't have experience in this fucking bit.
I actually don't. However, unlike a lot of people who probably don't understand how abuse works, I, for some reason, can understand that if somebody says, my parent did this to me and are abusive, I believe them.
Yeah.
Because why the fuck would you lie about that? Sometimes you are. I am well aware of that. It's rare, but it does happen. But I'm sorry, but this woman has garlic in her soul. She is an awful 100%. Person. She is not misunderstood. We understand her perfectly.
Exactly. We need more representation like that. Because seeing that was a little cathartic for me. And I hate that Pokemon retcon that.
I think they're making up for I think they're making up for it with the next couple of villains, because we're down to the last 4. Although again, 2 are going to be ranked together. If you know, you know. But we're going off from Hawaii to the colder shores of Galar.
Yep.
This is
I can hear it. I can hear the fucking centers coming in. Oh no.
This is the dissertation. First of all, I'm going to do a quick little... Because I've done a full video on my channel about Pokemon Sword and Shield's story. Because people do shit on the story, and it's not the best story. Scarlet and Violet have a way better story. I admit that. I know that. They also have better starters, but that's besides the point. But there is a story and a theming there. Pokemon games tend to have a theme. Let's sidetrack and get into that so you guys are a little more caught up in how we think here. The first game is just that, the first game. It's the first game, basic plot, basic theming of you go around catching monsters. And that's all I needed. It was the start. It was the prototype. It was the beginning. Second game, tradition, nature, that sort of thing. Very old-fashioned place if you look at it. It's not, they're not getting into the theming yet. They don't really do it until 3, but there's a theming there. There's a different theming. A little different from Kanto. A little contrast. Even have Kanto there to contrast it for you. Then we get to Hoenn. Bit of an, like I said, it was an eco game. You know, balance of nature, that sort of thing. Why you shouldn't get into extremes with your beliefs. 4 deals with, you know, basically the meaning of life in a weird way. You know, are emotions good or bad? You know, what created the universe? Why are we here? Purpose, that sort of thing. Cyrus is actually a very good villain for that kind of story.
Oh, yeah. And 4 is when they started being a little more low.
Yeah, that's
what
true.
I love it about it.
Black and White and Black and White 2, and I'm using the games all together because I feel like it's one long continuous.
They are one story.
Yeah, they're one story. Is more, is it okay to do this? Is it not okay? And to be very careful who's selling you what. Like, it is basically pointing out how extremist groups may not be what they seem on the surface and may have ideals you do not like. Various examples of this are PETA, Scientology, a lot of different religions are like this. On the surface, they seem nice and cute. Like, Team Plasma actually seems very noble. We want Pokemon to be free. That's a nice goal. But...
yeah, but then...
you know...
yeah.
6...
Truth and Ideal are a huge part of Black and White and Black and White 2.
In the sense, and especially because 2 of the legendaries are the Dragon of Truth and the Dragon of Ideal, Reshiram and Zekrom. I prefer Zekrom. That's a whole other story, though.
But yes.
7 deals with, you know, different universes.
It's
what? I'll get to 6 in a minute. Silly. I know. Okay, my video. 7 deals with a lot of sci-fi themes, you know, how different worlds work, what happens when an invasive species comes into a different place, which is a very pertinent theme for Hawaii in general because it has that problem. 6 deals with beauty versus, you know, what's right, you know, what happens if you give rich people too much power.
Harmony is a huge part of Gen 6.
Also, life and death is actually a big part of it. I mean, they have an immortal character, AZ, versus the Pokemon gods of balance, life, and death. One of whom shiny looks like bacon. I'm sorry.
Yveltal.
Yeah.
No, I will not pronounce it the other way. It's pronounced Yveltal.
Honestly, I've even forgotten how the old way was, so I just call it Yveltal because I don't think it's evil.
It's the old way is Yveltal. No, Yveltal sounds way better.
Yeah, it does sound way better, and like with Giratina, I don't see Yveltal as evil because death is a part of life. It's a cycle.
Precisely. Don't get me started on my tangent of defending Giratina from the fucking fools who think he's evil.
Giratina is antimatter to go balance matter.
Yeah, he balances the fucking universe, you all. Be nice to him.
Also, he's the only one with an even temper of the 3, apparently.
It's true. He's the only one that's not an idiot.
He even made his realm look really nice when you think about it, with like the climbing walls and shit. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Now, all that said, what is Pokemon 8's theme? What is Sword and Shield's theme? Media influence. I'm not fucking kidding. I figured this out while playing it. Because what features heavily? An arena with a soccer-like theme. And soccer is very, very social media big.
Oh, yeah.
In Europe.
A lot of commercialism because there's all the
ads and shit.
All the brands.
Yeah, all the brands. Yeah. You're even interacting with the brands in the game with some of like the side quests and shit.
Hell, Leon is a walking advertisement. Cape.
His cape is basically a NASCAR car for those that know.
Yes.
And not just him. All of them. I think the only one that isn't is in the punk rock city. The one place that doesn't even have Dynamaxing, Spike Myth. Which makes sense because punk is
Mm-hmm.
anti-establishment. It goes against that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
An entire
Hell. Hell. How do you even start out the game? You have to get a sponsorship. You have to be sponsored. You have to
Yep.
be touted for.
You have to be you have to be vetted by somebody else. Somebody with some
Precisely.
backing. In our case, it just happens to be Leon because we're best friends with his little brother who wants to follow in his
Yep.
brother's footsteps.
So
And
yeah.
also, there's a lot of social media at play, a lot of news feeds. You are televised the whole time you're on your journey. Remember this.
Oh yeah.
So, that alone affects what's going on. Plus, the trading cards, merchandise. You buy uniforms for different types, and a lot of them look like the gym leaders that you fight. There's a major and a minor league. It is social media and sports media and how it influences everything going on. And as much as the story is lackluster, they do that part of it beautifully. And the shining fucking example of this is the main villain, Chairman Rose. And I can hear it now. He's an idiot. He's stupid. Why didn't he go after Reggie Alecki? First of all, dealing with the Reggie Alecki thing,
I mean, yeah.
he didn't know about it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would know about that.
Fucking
It's in a
hell.
ruin, and you had to solve puzzles to even get the door open.
And the only person that knew the ruins were there were his estranged brother, Peony, who we don't meet until the fucking post game in the DLC.
Yeah. There's no way he could have known about that.
So, no, we're going to throw the Reggie Alecki thing all the way out.
Yeah.
Peony seems like a good guy at first. Not Rose. Peony is a cool guy.
Yes.
Peony's actually a really good counter to how Rose is. Because he kind of counters all. Like, seriously, he actually does.
He does. I love him.
I just realized this too. I was today years old.
Yeah.
However, let's get into Rose as I'm fighting my cat who has joined us. Rose. Let's list his crimes first. Obviously, there's the near world-ending Day of Darkness that he pulled in order to solve an energy crisis that was 1,000 years in the future. Yes, I know that sounds stupid, but hear me out. We'll get into why maybe you guys kind of didn't quite think too far into this. This is where the English degree is coming in, by the way.
Yes.
He, on a smaller scale, betrayed his adopted child. Set him up for a crime. Beatty. It is established early in the game that Rose essentially adopted Beatty, sponsored Beatty, and then told Beatty to look for the wishing stars by destroying a mural, and then disowned and desponsored Beatty for it in front of the cameras.
Yeah. Not only that, it was Olivia who egged him on, so Olivia's a little... Oleana's a little complicit in it too. Sorry, I haven't played Gen 8 in a while.
Oleana is interesting because he somehow got her to be a super loyal, brainwashed follower.
Yeah. I mean, the whole reason they even have Dynamaxing is because of her.
Yeah. So, okay, we have all of this put together. He basically turned Oleana into his little personal assistant slave who seemed to have a crush on him. And even after you get him arrested in the game, she's still somewhat loyal to him.
Yeah, he got her that bad.
Which is scary when you think about it. Because remember we were talking earlier about the abusive mom who was trying to push her kids into a mold? That's what happens when it succeeds.
Yeah.
Because
Rose is very much shown to be extremely manipulative.
Yeah, let me get into more of this. Because I was also going to say, Oleana was an orphan on the street herself.
Yeah.
And he probably...
She was just a scientist, just working her ass off.
So...
And no one was taking her research seriously, so...
So, and then he got to take all the credit for it because nobody knows it was Oleana until it comes out.
We didn't know until that episode.
So, with that being said, I know what you're all thinking. Oh, but it was a little obvious that the CEO of Macrocosms was the bad guy. How many of you thought he was going to be the bad guy at the beginning of the game?
I mean, yeah, not a lot of people tend to trust those positions anyway.
However, we're not characters in the game.
Yeah, we're not.
So I want you to remember how everyone was reacting to Rose before the Eternatus stuff. How the fuck did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing that caught me, and I'm going to get a little political here, so I apologize, but it's necessary.
No, by all means.
It is necessary for this. Rose is technically a tech magnate. He's a technological CEO. That's what he is. That's what Microcosms does. He was beloved by the people for probably years, if not decades. Like,
yeah.
People loved him. They thought he was fun, of the people, quirky, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
By the way,
2 cents on some of the companies he owns.
Sure.
It's been hinted that basically I think he built pretty much everything in Galar. Because remember, he owns construction companies. He owns, all the protections for work and all that other shit. Like, he has his hands in basically everything.
So, fairly powerful CEO when it comes to the business side of shit.
Yeah, because he has multiple companies doing multiple different things.
Now, also, I will never forgive him for jogging in his fucking boxers.
Yeah, that... she has a... her reaction to that was...
Now, and when Rose talks to you, he's very friendly, very soft-spoken. He never loses his temper. So what happens is... What does all this make you think of? Like, who does it make you think of? And I want you to go back in time in your brains here, folks. I know this is hard on the age of the internet. But do you remember when Tesla was loved?
Ugh.
Do you remember when Elon Musk was praised to high heaven? Even I fell for that hype for a little while. Do you remember the shock when his day of darkness happened and he admitted he was a Republican and we started finding out all of this awful shit about him?
Yeah.
That's Chairman Rose. I think this is why Rose is considered a bad villain by so many Pokemon fans. He's that realistic because it actually fucking happened.
Yep.
And by the way, the reason Swordbert and Shieldbert aren't on here is 1, I cannot stand those 2 motherfuckers.
Agreed.
2, they're not really villains, they're just idiots with a social media following. They're basically Jake and Logan Paul.
Yep.
But they also prove my social media story for most of Sword and Shield.
Yep.
But Rose is basically more of a narcissist than Lusamine. Now, I can't put him higher than Lusamine because his plan was stupid when you think about the logistics of it, but he had a reason for it. And I know this sounds really dumb. It was a form of immortality. Not in the sense of AZ. Not in the sense of what Lysander probably wanted. Not in the sense that Lusamine or Cyrus or even Gexus probably wanted. I don't know if Giovanni would have cared about immortality, so I'm not going to make a judgment on that. Yeah, I don't fucking know. In the sense of being a distant, worshipped god. A permanent memory that left a permanent mark. I solved this problem before it became a problem. I tamed this monster that is now your fuel source. Bow before me even after my death.
Mm-hmm.
That is Chairman Rose. Again, I'm not going to put him up higher because there is some stupidity to the plan. Because, let's be realistic, anyone who's watched a basic monster movie would know that this was going to backfire spectacularly.
Yep.
And there are other electric type Pokemon. So, there were other options that he would have known about. I do admit that.
Yeah.
But he is not the worst villain. By far. And I am tired of people saying this. This is the whole reason I'm making this list.
Oh, yeah. But also, you gotta remember, folks, he wasn't gonna choose the easiest option. He was gonna choose the option that got him the most notice.
The biggest option, the most bombastic option, the Cybertruck
Precisely.
option.
Yep.
Chairman Rose may be our only jailbird. Maybe. It's going to depend on the other two.
Yeah.
But now...
Yeah, now it's time for him!
Kiyo, take it away!
My most horrible enemy! Volo. Volo. Now this guy, he had me fooled at first, along with everybody else, because he doesn't act at all like a villain.
Sounds a little like Rose.
Friendly. He acts nice. He helps you with the plates. He helps you when you get kicked out, takes you into her. You know, helps you figure out where the lake guardians are.
He's kind of cute.
Do all that stuff. But
he sells you stuff too, doesn't he?
Yes, he is part of the Ginkgo Guild. He's a merchant.
Just a nice, friendly, happy... Zelda vibes! Zelda vibes! Nope, 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 nope.
But yeah. It's so slowly as you get to learn more about him, you start noticing things. You start noticing that he's talking a little similarly to another previous villain we've talked about. And then you get up back to Spear Pillar, and he reveals that this entire time he's been fucking using you to get those fucking plates. He has just been orchestrating it. The entirety of what even happened was his fault. Out of desperation to get to Arceus.
Or Arceus, or Arceus.
Yes. But it was all to get to Arceus. So that he could usurp him and use him to reshape the universe just like Cyrus.
However, there is a difference. There is a reason that Volo is going to go higher. See, Cyrus just wanted to get rid of emotion, to get rid of pain, that sort of thing. There was a minor, itsy-bitsy altruistic side to it. Albeit one that was still selfish. Volo wants to be God.
He wants to be God. He wants to fucking control everything. He even styles himself after Arceus when he takes off his disguise.
And he has the nerve and gall to control Giratina. And he cheats in a Pokemon battle.
Yeah, this is why he's my most hated enemy. He literally fucking controlled Giratina. Made him do all that shit. and wants Giratina to murder you. That's why I called on him. And that fight is one of the toughest fights because, you aren't fighting his team. You aren't just fighting a 7th Pokemon. You're fighting 8. Because Giratina switches forms. And that last form is his desperation move. But know what happens? As soon as you beat him, he's ashamed. He snaps out of it. He's ashamed of what he's done. He runs away because he's ashamed. And Volo is still livid and trying desperately to figure out what to do. He threatens you that he's gonna come back. He's gonna keep trying this. We didn't stop him at all. He's gonna keep doing this until he gets what he wants. That's the thing with him, is even when you beat him, he still is going to keep trying. He's not going to stop. Nothing you do is going to stop him. He's going to keep trying until he can't no more.
And who knows?
This man is one of the most effective villains we've had, because no one, not even me, was able to tell what he was until that last part. He is one of the most evil villains we've had. And that is why he is also my mortal.
And
hate his ass.
That is why he is at the pure evil tier.
Oh yeah. This man's not going to stop.
I am half expecting him to somehow play a part in the new Legends game coming out.
I wouldn't put it past him. He 100% is going to try that shit again. He will do anything he can to get Arceus' attention to get at him.
Arceus-senpai, notice me!
Yeah.
No, seriously, that is the energy he has.
Oh, 100%. And the fact that Arceus chose us is a very... He hates us for that. He's like, why did Arceus choose you? What the hell?
Because we didn't brainwash one of his sons!
Precisely. And also, we're not trying to capture him to lord over the universe. Arceus isn't that dumb.
No, he's not. Nobody would be. Jesus.
And even if he were to get near him, it wouldn't even be the actual one. It'd just be a part of him.
Which, I don't think Volo should even have a part of him, but that's just me.
No. Not one bit.
Yeah. Volo.
And now. Yeah.
Is pure evil. There's no arguing this. There is no fucking arguing this.
He's just the first iteration of Cyrus before Cyrus.
To be fair, again, at least Cyrus
has a fucking heart.
Kind of.
A little bit.
Isn't Togekiss a friendship evolution?
It is. But note that this man probably didn't do that with him. If he was able to fool us that well, he probably fooled the Togekiss that well.
Fair point. So now we're on to Generation 9. We are going to Paldea. Best starters, excellent. Yeah, the scientists. These are a weird case.
Yeah, it's a very interesting case.
First of all,
because
we never meet them.
We never meet them, but we get an extremely good look into how dangerous a dream, how dangerous fighting for your dream can be when it becomes an obsession.
Now, I will point out that the theme of Scarlet and Violet, because I went over the theme of the others, is the present, the past, and the future. That's what it is. And how you balance the three. You have to look for the future, you have to learn from the past, but you have to live in the present. I will also point out that this was a married couple.
Yeah, they're married.
Or were married.
Were before.
And they had a child.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
poor Arven.
I will point out that they started out good. They did. This is a fall from grace story, ladies and gentlemen. So, buckle in. And I'm sure with a tier list, you're assuming spoilers ahead anyway. So, and the game
Yeah, I
is
mean, I
old.
kind of spoiled you all on Bolos.
Spoiled us. We spoiled them all on all of the villains. Let's be realistic here.
Oh yes. He.
Now, Sada and Toro. Toro represents the future. Sada represents the past. And they have a child, Arvin, who represents the present, according to a lot of people, and that actually makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you've played Scarlet and Violet, you know that Arvin was looking for his parents because they disappeared in a place called Area Zero.
Yeah.
This is all important. Sada and Toro are the reason they have terrestrialization. They invented the means to do it. Sada and Toro wanted to do what was best for Paldea. They had great intentions. And I'm assuming they did love each other. They were friends to one of the nicest characters in the game, Director Clavel.
Yeah.
Who, Kiyo, you want to tell him what I thought Clavel was going to be?
You thought he was going to be evil, but no, he turned out to be a very ridiculous man.
I will never forgive him for the Clive thing.
I laughed my ass off when I saw that. That's when I knew I could trust the man.
Like, I thought he was going to be the stereotypical school director that's a piece of shit, you know, like in like the British.
No,
he's
so nice.
He actually cares, and he quickly became one of my favorite characters. And little side note, one of my favorite Pokemon battle themes.
Yeah.
It sounds like an anime intro to me, okay? I love it. But
yeah.
Sada and Toro wanted to do what was right, and they ended up creating Paradox Pokemon in Area Zero. They were exploring Area Zero because like this big mysterious place, and you know, people get curious about big mysterious places. That's just how we are.
Yeah. They started seeing, you know, echoes of the past and the future in there.
So,
because they're from different timelines, folks. That's the truth of Paradox Pokemon. They're from timelines where evolution would be a little bit different.
yes, and we're considering both of the games happen because you only get one professor per game. But we're gonna say that both professors at the same time were doing shit.
We'll just say that the reason that that shit was even in there was partly them later on, but at first it was wibbly wobbly timey wimey shit because it's Terra Energy. It does weird shit.
And yes, I know Terra Energy comes from Little Terrapagos, the cutest legendary ever. Not mythical. Non-mythical legendary, I will say, because my favorite mythical is Mew, and he's adorable too.
Yeah.
But Terrapagos is the cutest little non-mythical legendary ever, but Terrapagos isn't evil, he's a baby.
He's baby.
He is pure fucking baby. And I'm not putting...
Exactly.
Obviously, by the way, I should have said we're not doing Pokemon villains, because I don't think Pokemon can really be villainous.
Yeah.
That's dumb. Anyway. Sada and Toro wanted to investigate this a little more, because they study Terra Energy, it's kind of what they do. So they ended up creating Koraidon and Miraidon, the two bikes that we ride around in.
Not created, pulled them back from those timelines.
Pulled them back. But they didn't pull back one of each. They pulled back two of each.
Ooh.
First, they got Arvin out of there, and instead of like leaving Arvin with like an actual fucking guardian and leaving a note saying, "Hey son, we might have fucked up and we don't want you getting eaten, so stay out of Area Zero." They basically
they first showed up with it because Arvin talks about them showing up with it, and then it caused trouble, so they took it back to Area Zero and left him there.
Yeah. And this is where
they were obsessed with it.
Yeah, this is where the obsession starts to happen. Remember the invasive species plotline from 7?
Yeah.
It's starting again. Only this time it's robots and dinosaurs, essentially.
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
So what ends up happening is they get so obsessed. Now, they say in, like, the separate timeline ones that they, like, one leaves the other because they seem to be going nuts and they start disagreeing about past versus future. But we'll say that, like, it's happening in there and they each make an AI robot that...
Yeah, it's to help because they were getting so obsessive that the rest of their research team just fucking left.
Yeah, the rest of the research team pretty much just went, you guys go scary now. Bye, bitch!
Yeah, so they made a robot to help them.
And it was an exact copy of them. And they started
Yeah.
creating the Area Zero protocol, essentially.
Yeah, it was to keep them contained in there.
And also
Yeah.
to keep people from messing with what they were doing, even though stopping it would have been prudent because by the time we get involved in the plot line, it's starting to break down.
Mm-hmm.
There are paradox Pokemon getting out into the rest of the continent. And examples of paradox Pokemon. Giant walking moth.
My baby.
Okay, that one's not so bad. Giant fuck you salamence-like dragon with feathered wings.
Yeah. Robot. Fucking elephant.
Robot. Fucking
And will
Delibird.
roll after you and try to murder your ass.
Robot fucking Delibird. That is demented Christmas decoration. That is also basically the Terminator and will stalk your ass.
Horrible, menacing skiing.
We have never been so afraid of skiing in our lives, folks.
But yeah, these paradox Pokemon become their focus. They want to study and understand these Pokemon so badly that they kind of just lose sight of the plot. They lose sight of it. They stop caring about how this will affect everything.
Even the AIs are like,
Yep.
Yeah, plot twist, the AIs aren't the bad guys here. We're not talking about the AIs. It is to the point where they don't even think about their son anymore.
They abandoned him.
Yeah, so we're back to shitty parents, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. And fun fact, when you talk to them, when they come for that little
when Terapagos
that Terapagos makes, you can directly ask them about their child, and they'll go, "Oh, this is my child." Moves on. Don't even pay it any mind.
What the fuck?
Visit your son.
So now we've got all that out of the way. What happens in game? Well, they basically tell us we need to get to Area Zero after they send us the bikes. And we repair the nice bikes. They pulled two. A vicious set and a nice set. We got the nice set. That's obsessed with sandwiches and it is fucking adorable. I'm sorry, the way Miraidon emotes is so cute!
I know, I also have Violet now, so...
So, we have these two dork bikes, and we eventually team up with Arvin, their son, along with Penny and Nimona, and go to Area Zero to try to find them, which Arvin tried to do before, and his Pokemon got badly injured. This is how we befriend him, by the way. And
yeah,
they never ask about Arvin. But in our case, it's because that's not actually the professor. The vicious bikes killed them. They were so obsessed with the research that they died. They were fucking killed by it. So what ends up happening is we eventually find the AIs, they reboot, they recapture Miraidon and Koraidon. And they want us to stop the Paradox program. They want us to stop the Paradise program, is what it's called. Now,
Paradise Protection Protocol,
they're calling it Paradise because they think they're making a better world with better Pokemon, when they're really just creating an environmental disaster of epic proportions.
Yeah.
That is the one thing that Lucamine has over them, is that she didn't create the Ultra Wormholes. They just started fucking happening.
Yeah. The thing about the professors is you very much get an idea of how nuts they've gone, because when the AI gets overridden and starts fighting you, note that it says Professor in the title now. What they're saying at that point is the professor's ideas.
And
They are talking for them.
let me get into this too. The AIs are nice to you. The AIs want this to stop. The AIs are some of the sweetest characters in the game. And they are slowly taken over by what is basically to them a forced on undead possession. They are possessed by the ghosts in a cybernetic way. This is basically a computer virus from hell.
Yep.
That the professors put in, probably against the AI's will.
Oh, it's 100% against their will.
So now the AIs are trapped in their own bodies, while the professors are trying to kill us. And need I remind you, Arvin is with us. They are trying to kill their own fucking child.
They have gotten so lost that they don't care about anything else.
And then, oh, these motherfuckers. They lock your Pokeballs. Your team, the team that you grew, that you trained with.
Because they don't care about how they win. They just want to win.
And they just want to kill you. They don't want to win anymore. They're going to kill you with the evil versions of the bikes.
Exactly. And you can tell the AI is fighting like hell.
The AI in between...
In the blink, they say they don't want to fight anymore.
The AI, like, this is basically like in a supernatural horror movie when the person has a demon in them and they're like, run before it's too late. Like they're fighting the demon in their body. This is the technological version of this.
Oh yeah, they even say that. They say run. They tell you to run.
But you're trapped. They locked you in there. And they lock every Pokeball that's not registered to them, which is a good plot convenience because then we can summon Miraidon and Koraidon to help us out. But pushing that little factoid aside, I'm going to use my team as an example here. Throughout your entire journey, fighting Team Star, battling Nimona, helping Arvin, healing Mabostiff, you build your team. You start with your Sprigatito and you grow it into Meowscarada. You catch a little Lechonk thinking, oh, it's not going to be useful. And it becomes your rounder, the one who rounds everything out. You get a stray Roaring Moon who helps you out in some of the darker times. You have this Vivillon flying in the sky, sticking with you, the cute little buddy of your team, the little bug that helps you out when you need it against dark types. I am so sorry, I'm half blanking on my... You get a stray Fuecoco, and you evolve it into the boisterous voice of a Skeledirge that sings your enemies to oblivion. Why am I blanking on my last team member? Esperanza. You catch a little Flittle. A little tiny Flittle. And you evolve it into a beautiful and kind of Lady Gaga-ish Esperanza, who becomes your GOAT when you battle the Elite Four and face off against the Flying Expert. That motherfucker basically one-shotted my Roaring Moon. I'm sorry, Larry one-shotted my Roaring Moon. That was terrifying.
All fair, Larry. The fucking GOAT.
Yeah, obviously he's not on this list. He's not a villain. He's awesome. But, but you get the idea. You battled and fought with these Pokemon by your side. These are your babies. These are your pals. And in the first stage of the battle with the AI, they are the ones that pull you through and face down the paradoxes, only to be locked away, taken from you by Sada and Toro, who you trusted.
But that wasn't your own team members.
Because
you also
had the bites.
Made a friend.
A bunch, and it wasn't just your team. Penny's Vivi's, Arvin's food themed team and his Mabostiff, and of course, Nemona's champion team. They're all locked away too, so it's not just you that's in danger. It's not just you that's helpless. Your friends that you made on this journey, through battle, through hardship, through going through Area Zero, through good music and good food and good times and bad times, and just fun and all that, are just in danger, and one of them is their child. Sada, I was gonna put them on like jerks or jailbirds, but they're starting to get worse and worse the more I talk about them.
Oh yeah.
Now remember, we're not ranking the AIs. The AIs are not villains. The AIs are victims too.
Yeah.
And the AIs feel that they have to sacrifice themselves in order to prevent things from getting worse. Because, yeah, we beat them, but that Paradise Protection Protocol is probably still in their heads.
Yeah, it will never stop until they're gone.
And they know this, so they're forced to basically sacrifice themselves.
Yeah, so Arvin loses his parents
a second time. I mean, one could argue that since he lost them to madness, he lost them 3 times.
Yeah.
All of that said, where should we put them, Kiyo? I wouldn't call them pure evil.
No, they're not. They aren't.
I wouldn't even say they have garlic in their soul. Because
No.
they started
I
out.
think they should go with Rose. I don't think.
You think they should go with Rose?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they're that bad. I mean, they're horrible, fucking obsessed people.
But they started with
jerks.
But they started with good intentions, and basically mental illness got in the way.
Dangers of getting too obsessed.
I wonder if that explains a few things in our world too.
Yeah. But
So,
yeah, jerks, I think.
You think they're jerks? Yeah, that's where I was going to originally put them, but I was like, wait a minute.
Jerks.
Sada and Turo.
And there we go, folks.
That is our final ranking. For now. Of the villains. And yeah, I'm sure a lot of you are going to disagree with this because, well, oh my god, I didn't glaze Giovanni, and oh my god, I actually gave praise to Rose. And actually killed a lot of the, oh, he's stupid, he should have done this arguments. Like,
yeah, hey, we're all fans of the same series. We all have different.
I mean, hey,
be respectful.
At least I agreed that Cyrus, Gexus, and Volo were like really fucking evil.
Yes.
And if I was to go by which ones had the best personalities, that would definitely be Maxie and Archie.
Yeah.
But let's be realistic here. It would be Maxie and Archie.
Yes. But yeah, that's our tier list, everybody.
Yeah, it's completely off the... And I am failing at scrunchie. Hang on. I was trying to put my hair back in a scrunchie, and I kind of, like, was doing it very wrong. Like, really wrong. Like, the hair was not going in the scrunchie.
Oh, no.
Because I apparently am bad at this. But...
But yeah.
So, tell me what you think. Tell me what you would change, and why you would change it. Try to give, like, good explanations, not just, like... We can point out if we debunked something already. Like, again, the Reggie Alecki excuse for Rose is not going to work with us because... Anna already pointed out why. Tell us why you think that Maxie and Archie are pure evil. If you actually think that, do you think there's anyone that thinks that? Like, I can't see anyone seeing Maxie and Archie as pure evil.
They're not.
But hey, maybe there is somebody out there, and if they are, I want to hear why they think that.
Precisely. Constructive criticism.
discourse like this is fun. It's just silly because
Exactly. We want to hear your opinions. Just don't be mean about it.
yeah, don't be an asshole. Don't be a jerk. Don't make fun of somebody for disagreeing. Like, I know most people don't like Rose. I know most people love Giovanni. I get it. I don't understand why, but I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, I had like some opinions that are very, popular with people. Like, again,
Yeah.
Cyrus, Gexus, and Volo, I think, are the most evil of the bunch. I just put Cyrus a little lower, more because of the whole abusive childhood thing, kind of contributing to a mental illness. So, as much as that's not an excuse, I had to kind of dock points with that.
Yeah.
Because if he had gotten treatment, he probably would have been as bad. Plus, he didn't really have the egomania that the other two had.
Yeah.
He was not an egomaniac, realistically.
No, that man is just horribly did by what happens in his childhood.
But Volo and Gaxus, for Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our opinion, folks. Hope you have a good day.
I hope you enjoy. Thank you for making it to the end. We will try to get back to Let's Plays and stuff, but I figured this would be a nice thing to tide you over now that I finally got the fucking recording Kiyo thing fixed. Dear God!
Woo! But yes. Farewell.
Have a good summer, good fall, good winter, good whenever the fuck you read this, and I will update the list. Obviously, that means opinions will have changed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I will update the list.
Yeah, when ZA comes out, yeah.
Yeah. And, we learn more about him. Like, if ZA has, like, multiple villains, all the villains will be on there. I'm not going to count it. I may start... And, hey, if you want a villain on this list for us to do for the update, let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know. I can edit this thing. I know how.
Yes.
This was relatively easy to figure out. Just, put them in the comments, and I'll put them on the list. If you want Kuzma on there, spoiler alert, he's probably going to end up in Harmless.
Yes.
Or if you want us to do another tier list, like if you want us to do gym leaders.
Oh my god, yeah, I'd love to do that.
Dear God, that's going to be so much bigger and so much longer.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to do most of the talking for that one because, full confession, I've only played Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet.
And Let's Go.
And Let's Go. You're right, Let's Go. So basically 1, 8, and 9.
Yeah, don't worry. That's what I'm here for.
That is still going to be a nightmare to do. And we're going to have to figure out, are we going to count the trial captains? What are we going to count and not count?
Yeah, that's always the tricky part.
Or if you want us to rank Elite Fours, Larry will be in the S tier.
100%.
But we're Larry fangirls. I'm sorry. We're Larry fans. It's just what we
All
are.
All of us understand that he's awesome.
But yeah, if you want us to do, or even tier lists for other games. I mean,
precisely.
I'm not gonna do all the Pokemon tier lists. Dear God, we'd be here all fucking day.
But yeah, do let us know in the comments.
Until then, bye guys.
Farewell and praise Giratina.
Now praise Terabagos. He's cuter.
Those two.